Greetings, this is Sloshfolks and welcome back to Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut. We left off I think we were just about to talk to Iga, but we left off because it was kind of the end of the episode and Iga seems to be a bit talkative and take up a lot of our time every time we try and have a little bit of a chinwag with her. It is Saturday afternoon, and my good friend Andrew, he's done a couple of source review videos with me and stuff like that, actually came around last night, and I think we realised that we were finishing the bottle of scotch at around about 7 o'clock this morning when the children were getting up, so I'm a little bit slow today. I apologise, but I'm going to be fine. I'm Irish and Scottish, I'm built for this kind of thing. Without any further ado, let us talk to this lovely, charming individual, Iga. I don't really like her, Iga. Yeah, it's going to be a bit punny today, but that's okay. Iga turns to face you. There's a pained look on her face. Look, I owe you an apology. Oh, I did not expect this. I thought she was being mean to us. I don't want to be really that mean. Maybe it's because I haven't slept. Maybe it's because this guy doesn't look like he wants to be mean to her. I'm going to say I'm listening. When Monica died, I was pissed. That probably doesn't come as a huge surprise. No shit. But I took that anger out on you and I shouldn't have. Seeing Winter's body like that was enough to convince me. You couldn't have done anything to help Monica, could you? And I couldn't have either. We're dealing with something new. Monica was a good friend of mine. Her death hurt. I got carried away, and I said some things that I shouldn't have. I want to apologise for that. This is totally not the way I was expecting this conversation to go. Maybe we're going to end up being best friends. Her body relaxes. She begins to turn away. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. And there's a few things that I want to say to you. She stops and turns back to face you. You can see the wariness behind her eyes. Go ahead, nobody's stopping you. I don't want to say that weak-ass apology changes nothing. That's not how I feel about this. Like, the whole thing's a stressful situation. See, I don't want to be mean. I feel this particular character, he's very charismatic. He's a shaman. He's built on charisma. I don't think he's either of those things. So I'm going to say you're a valued member of this team, Iga. We need you now more than ever. I'm glad that you're on my side. She raises her hand to stop you. The expression on her face has gone from cautious to annoyed. Cut the bullshit, fearless leader. I don't respond well to flattery. What a bitch. See, now I don't like her again. I wasn't trying to flatter you, Iga. I wanted to tell you how. I sat here and I thought, my guy's charismatic. He wouldn't want to, like, have a go. I don't feel like I want to have another go at her. It's all been messed up, so I'll say that one. How wonderful and valuable I am? Yeah, I got that part. And now you've given me a pat on the head, I suppose you expect me to fall in line like a good little soldier. You know, there's nothing easier or more hollow than an empty compliment. It's cheap manipulation and I can always see right through it. I was genuine, though. Iga really was. She turns away. You should go. I've got prep work to do for our next run, and you've got more important things to do than watch me pack my gear. Okay, seriously, dude, you need to get yourself sorted because that's just messed up. There's no need for any of that jazz. Let's go talk to Glory, as I am fascinated by this person. Glory's expression remains distant, but her lips curl upwards into a hint of a smile. Slosh, need something? Let's have a look here. Let's say you can't have started running the shadows much more than 5 years ago. Tops. So what's with all the vintage chrome? That's something I do really want to know. Oh, that's not a story that I'm interested in telling out of context. If you really want to get into it, we're going to need to go back. Way back. She stares at you with her cold, dead eyes. I'm not sure that you want to do that. You say that you'll give me answers when we talk about your past, so let's talk about it. I'm fully into it. Why do you care? Because I am fascinated by you. You are a completely unique individual and there is something very, very different about you, and I want to understand. I like to understand things. That's what I would be saying. Unfortunately, all I can say is because I'm the leader of this team and I need to know as much as I can about the runners who are working with me. I don't know which the best one to say is. I'm going to have to say the first one, because I'm going with the logic that this dude's fairly charismatic. He's not going to say one of these stupid things. She pauses for a moment, considering. Then she nods. Alright. Fine. We can talk. We're going to do it on my terms. This is a long story, Slosh. Long and ugly and cruel. Are you sure you want to hear this? Okay, guys. We're at about 6 minutes in, maybe 5.5 minutes in. There could be a bit of talking here, but this does seem like a pretty damn fascinating story. I have the hair of the dog that bit me. I have a nice pint of Kilkenny here. Let's see. I want to know all about Glory. I'm going to say please. Alright, I'm going to start at the beginning. Not for you, for me. I guess that it might help me to say all of this out loud. She takes a deep breath, then slowly releases it. When she speaks, her voice comes out in cool monotone. My family lived in Stuttgart. It was a nice enough place, I suppose. My parents worked as wage slaves for IFMU. It almost sounds like a swear word, or like a fraternity house. That's what it sounds like. My mum was a good person. Once upon a time, my father was a decent person as well. That's what Mum always told me, but I never knew him that way. She pauses for a long moment, so I'm going to have a drink while she pauses. When she begins speaking again, some of the ice has fallen away from her voice. For the first time since you met her, Glory sounds alive. The dad that I knew was an old damaged Euro war vet who turned to hardline religion to make sense of the world. In Stuttgart, that meant either the Ritter, Christi, or their fascist cousins, the Kreuzritters. I know I'm just absolutely destroying the way these words are supposed to be said. I do apologise, guys. My father chose the latter path, so he became a fascist. I still remember hiding in my room when my father had his Kreuzritter brothers over for prayer group. They would drink and get rowdy, then spend an hour or two riling themselves up to talk about heretics and the devil's work. Then they'd go find some poor elf or dwarf, stomp the living shit out of him and drown him in the Neckar. Meanwhile, I'd be holed up at home with my mum, who would commemorate the event by drinking a bottle of wine and crying herself to sleep. Wow. The only thing I feel comfortable saying as this character is this one, which is, I'm sorry, Glory, no child should have to grow up around that. Thanks, Slosh. This is difficult for me. Thank you for making it easier. Anyway, aside from the fact that my dad and his buddies were a bunch of murderous assholes, life was pretty normal. I went to school, I made friends, I hung out with my mum, you know, kid stuff. Then I turned 14, and everything went to shit. Glory pauses and swallows hard. Ever so slightly, her cheeks flush red. Suddenly she looks self-conscious, as if she's just snapped out of a trance. As quickly as it came over, the flush of emotion disappears, her voice frosts over. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I can't say the second option. I feel so bad about that. I feel that if I push her, she's gonna stop anyway. Like, I feel this is gonna be like an ongoing story. We're probably not gonna get all of it out of her now unless we get like a charisma bonus check or something like that. So I am going to say the first one, which is airing this stuff out is clearly helping you to work through it. Yes, it is. Glory stares at you through cold dead eyes. But I'm not going to be able to get through this in one sitting. You need to understand that. See, I knew that was going to happen, but that's okay. She turns away from you, her movements mechanical. Now, let's get back to the job at hand, shall we? So I'm going to talk to you again. Okay, so I can't talk to you again. Let's have a look at our karma. We've got 1 karma, so that's kind of pointless. Let's have a look at our mission. Mission items. We've got all that stuff that doesn't really matter, so we need to make our way to the dude who can read the disc. Now, where was he? Talk to Mallet. Now, Mallet is, that's Iga, that's Glory. Like I said, it's been a long, long night, so I apologize for any kind of stupid things that I do right now. We can't talk to him, so I guess we are going out this way. I think Mallet might actually be our redhead. Our, like, neighborhood redhead. And that's Blitz. Let's talk to Blitz again, see if we can... Has any thoughts about the last run? Nah, you already talked about that. Okay, let's go exploring. How much money do we have again? 2,000. And that's right, don't forget, Josh, you have this thing down here where you can level your team members if they have leveled, which definitely was not a part of the first one, which I like. I dig it. Ah, that must be Mallet there. Just gonna have a quick look at our inventory because We did put some stuff into our karma, so we're just going to go in here and have a bit of a look. Because I got the 2 in strength, which is pretty irrelevant. I got the 2 in intelligence, which is pretty irrelevant. I have the 3 in willpower and the 3 in spell casting. Now, I got the charisma, so I got all of this stuff. And we've got the conjuring, which does these barriers and stuff like that. But what we don't have is very many spells. So we could buy some spells. So I'm kind of thinking that's what I want to do first. Now, if I remember correctly, shouldn't I have already done this, cleared this map out before? I'm pretty sure this is the place where we're going to run into our good friend that we see everywhere we go. Oh, it's just Absinthe this time. Let's see if we can get caught in her eyes again. Absinthe turns to face you. She takes care to avoid looking in. Oh, I wanted to do it again. Oh, look! Slosh, a pleasure, as always. What can I do for you? We have the spellcasting conjuring option, so we have to use it. Otherwise, what are we thinking? So we'll use astral perception to read her aura. Your third eye slides open, and you find yourself staring at... Sorry, it says starting. I think I might have meant to be staring at nothing. Where the elf's aura should be, a hazy grey smear undulates instead. Absinthe's voice slides into your ears like a living thing. You won't catch sight of me that way, elf. My true self is hidden, tucked away behind a vial of time and ether. Be thankful. You wouldn't like what you'd see. Your third eye slides shut again, involuntarily this time. Back in the material world, you find yourself rubbing your temples against a sudden headache. It feels like eye strain, only 1,000 times. So that's how I felt this morning when the kids got up. Don't worry, the pain will fade in time. I wouldn't recommend doing that again. You don't need to worry about that. I won't be trying to read your aura anytime soon. Believe me, it is for the best. No, so it's okay. We'll go talk to Algernon. I really did kind of want to explore. Nah, there's nothing around. Let's talk to our good friend. There is stuff up here. Let's go have a look. No, there's not actually anything we can do though. So there's some kind of a summoning circle. Let's actually ask him some questions. What's the deal with your assistant? There's something funny about her eyes. Absinthe is a friend, nothing more. She helps out around the shop when the fancy strikes her. She's nobody's assistant, and I am no one's master. But her eyes, I believe that they suit her personality. Okay, I like him. He's just completely distant. I really dig it. Now, we can get a few different spells. I'm going to kind of look for some AoE ones, because I do feel that AoE spells are pretty good. That is pretty expensive, though, for that one. Flamethrower would be that. Aim would be that. Armor. I would like to get healing if I can. Yeah, I mean... we have to get healing. I really feel that we need to get the healing. I think it is necessary for us to have it. I'm actually going to bring strip armor because I reckon that might actually be useful. Stun bolt. And I'd like to get that. It's going to cost us a lot of stuff though. And with conjuring we can get all this other stuff as well. Let's get rid of that one. We've already got the outfit. We should buy some more of them because we actually don't have any of them. So let's get an earth. We don't have 400 for it. Oh, we do. Let's get a I like the fire one, so I'm gonna grab a fire one. And an air one. We'll go to weapons. This one's going to do 6 damage. But that's just going to be a normal one. The acid bolt is going to do damage over time. So I'm actually going to buy all that stuff. Okay, so we have slow, we have strip armor, we have heal wound, we have haste, we have acid bolt, we have the rifle we really can't use. We have that weapon there we can't do anything with. What have we got here? We have some jazz, some bliss, some nitro. We do have an advanced medikit. We got a couple of those. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. I'm happy about that. We've got some stuff now. One of you guys has told me that it's really important in this one to kind of stock up in between. I really kind of would like to have. Would really like to have some kind of skill in a weapon. Is it worth it? Do you think? I'm going to ask all you guys now. Is it worth me getting anything in weapons whatsoever, considering I have spellcasting and conjuring and spirit control and summoning and all that kind of jazz? I kind of feel that that's what I should be focusing on with my guy, who is a full-on spellcasting shaman. Welcome back. What can I do for you? I acquired this drone. Can you get it up and running again? Yeah, probably. It might take a bit of doing though. I love working on these old corp drones. Can't make you any guarantees, but either way, it's on the house. I'll leave it in your hands. I'll start on it right now. See you later. Wait, I'm not finished with you. I'm just having a look here. What kinds of tech do you carry? I just want to have a look at this because I'm intrigued about this. Anything and everything. Need a new deck, some software. Perhaps I'm your girl. Or maybe you're a rigger, like I am. Perhaps I can interest you in a new drone or two. Let's have a look at what you've actually got. Because I've actually looked at the drones too much. I guess they're kind of combat pets, I guess you would do. Okay, and these are the ones that you take into the Matrix. Man, they're so expensive, hey? That's crazy. So we're going to exit there. We're actually just going to talk to her and do it properly. We're going to say, looking for something and play back a DVD-R. Really? That's pretty old tech. Very old. Just a moment, I'll go look. She turns to rumming through a bin of obsolete components at the back of her stall. Ah yes, here we are. The dwarf wrestles a mid-sized flat-screen display out of the bin. This display has old enough hookups to connect to a DVD player. RCA, you know, vintage. The player itself, though, this I do not have. You may wish to try your luck down at the junkyard. There is a scavenger there, a primitive man with a crude disposition. If anyone in the cruise baser can help you find your DVD player, he can. But he will most certainly attempt to overcharge you for it. Now, I just need to stop right here, and I need to complain about DVD players in the real world. I have a huge collection of Criterion, you know, special edition DVDs, and my old DVD player was multi-region and played everything, and it died, and I bought a new one, and I was promised that it would play multi-regions and all of that stuff, and it most certainly does not. So half my collection of 400 DVDs I can't watch anymore. I have heard rumours that there's a code you can put in. If any of you guys know anything about that, I'd love for you to tell me about it, and tell me if that's a true rumour or not. Anyway, back to the game. But you are not here for gossip. Shall we conclude our business? I could give you the display for, say, 200. Paul Amsel said to charge it to his account. Ah, very well. I will have it packaged up and delivered to Herr Amsel straight away. Best of luck finding your DVD reader. I wish you well. Okay, so we're going to have a little bit of a look around. I keep forgetting that it's up on the map there now. So I'm actually going to run this way. I'm going to kind of keep an eye on how many things we can actually interact with. I will make sure that I fix what I bring and what I leave in my stash before we go though. So I'm not going to forget, and if I do forget, you guys will know that that's just because I haven't had any sleep. A stout old man looks up from whatever old tech he's tinkering with to squint at you through thick old-fashioned glasses. He pushes them up with an oil-stained finger. I thought it said old-stained finger. That was a bit gross. Oil-stained finger as he straightens up to nod at you. He speaks with a gruff but well-meaning tone, heavily accented with German tonality. Guten Tag, what can I do for ya? Mallet tells me you're the man to speak to about DVDs. The little shrew sent you my way, huh? His smile broadens. Will wonders never cease? Well, introductions are in order, I suppose. Shrotty Buckman at your service. The old man raises a grimy hand in salute. Need something salvaged? Some old components? Don't know how to say that. Way too tired to try. I am indeed your man. So we need a DVD player. Let's see. I think I've got something that'll work for you. Shrotty rummages through the junk heaped on the table behind him. A few seconds later, he snatches a battered plastic lozenge shape from the pile. Ah, here we go. An old Korean player that I dug up last week. 2010 model. A real beauty. Shrotty's smile broadens and he gives you a conspiratorial wink. fixed her up, got her running. Without any discs to read, I've mostly been using her as a paperweight. Basically, dude, that sounds like exactly what I'm looking for. It. How much do you want? Shrotty glances back at the DVD player, a rueful expression on his face. Well, I'll admit, I am a little loath to part with her. There's a lot of folks out there who'd really appreciate an older player such as this, and I don't know what your intentions are for it. I suppose given the time and trouble I took putting her back together, that I'd be willing to part with her for, oh, say, about 500 million. Why did I go and buy all this other stuff first? Like, this is just stupid of me. Okay, so what we're going to do... Can I offer you something in trade? The old man pauses for a moment. I'll tell you what. A few months ago, I had a difference of opinion with that Burek Ghazi fellow from the soy calf shop. He hasn't let me into his establishment since, and I'd say, okay, well, I've already got the coffee, so that's fine. So you can have my coffee. There you go. Have the coffee. Already had it. Perfectly for you. I mean, I've had it for like, you know, the entire run and emission, so it's probably not hot anymore. So there you go. Shrotty gingerly picks up the ancient device from the table and presses it into your hands. The plastic is scuffed and worn, and it rattles a bit when you move it. Give us some good use, okay? That went way better than I was expecting. I honestly did not think that was going to work. Let's just check how much money we've got. 461, and I don't know why I picked that gun. I did, but I just don't know why. It felt right at the time. So we're going to return to Paul, because that's where we got to go. I kind of wish we could keep Dante with us forever. I'm actually just going to go to the stash and kind of have a look at what we've got in there, because I just want to plan ahead. And I actually haven't used the computer yet either. So... have I got nothing else in here? Oh no, I've got all the cram and stuff, so we don't want Bliss, we don't want the Jazz, we don't want the Nitro. I'm just going to put it all over there, and then I'm going to think after that. Now, I do want to take that. I do want to take the Earth Elemental. I do want to take the Grenade. I do want to take the Trauma Kit. I do want to take the Medi Kit. And then after that, there's no point in me taking the Advanced Drone Kit because I don't really need it. Quickness +2, action points +2. I want to try cram. I want to give it a go. Okay, so I'm going to confirm that. And we're actually going to go have a look at this computer because we have not used it yet. And I would feel really amiss if we just went through things without actually checking stuff out. So it says your workstation and mission computer, the command center for your team's operations, and your last link. Yeah, no, we've done this bit. Is there anything that we can... New messages? No new messages. We can open the jobs directory. View all pending. Okay, I guess we haven't got to that point yet. I was really hoping we had. So let's go talk to Paul. I said let's talk to Paul. It seems that Amsel has assembled the team in your absence. They stand in a group around the old display that you had Mallet deliver. On their faces you can see excitement and apprehension, curiosity and dread. Slosh, have you procured a DVD reader? I mean, of course... Hey, of course I've successfully done whatever little task you've asked me to do. I am really good. I just gave a dude a cold cup of coffee for it. Good. It should only take me a moment. Amsel disappears behind the ancient display. After a few minutes of fiddling with its battered inputs, he reappears, a satisfied look on his face. Everything appears to be functional. The disc should be ready to play. Don't keep us in suspense, man. Start the damn thing already. Slosh went to the trouble of fetching everything. Why don't we let him do the honours? Amsel steps back, clearing a path for you to access the antique machine. You press record and wipe the DVD. Okay, let's watch it. A soft whirring sound fills the air as the ancient DVD player spins the disc up to speed. Oh, come on, DVD players aren't that loud. The scratched LCD display comes to life and a menu fills the screen. Let's play track 1. The screen goes black and a cheerful digital chiming sound spills out of the display's speakers. A crackle of static fills the air. The sound of a can of Kilkenny being opened, coupled with a shrill electronic whine. After a few moments, the display goes live and a dishevelled-looking man appears on the screen. His eyes glitter with excitement. Okay. That's a lot of excitement. The timestamp on the screen is 20340915. Hermie, I think we found her after all this time. Oh, Firewing. Oh no. I knew that she wasn't dead. His speech is jittery. You can hear the urgency in his voice. She survived the Dragonfall, just like I've always said. I knew it, and I was right. The screen explodes into static, and the electronic whine in the background sharpens into a needle-like pulse of high-pitched sound. Somewhere in the background, Dante lets out a low whimper. The screen clears. The excited face is closer to the screen than it was before. The words spill out of him in a breathless tide. Taking a team into the SOX to retrieve her. The radiation be damned. We will take appropriate precautions, of course, but we must go. Hermie, I think that the body may be nearby as well. Somehow, she, has survived for all this time. The screen explodes into static again and then clears. The figure flickers across the screen. May not be back for some time. Look after Mum, okay? I worry about her. And Hermie, stay safe out there. I know that things are heating up in Berlin, and I know you. Student protest, civil uprising. You'll be in the middle of it, I'm sure. Just stay safe, alright? And I'll do my best to do the same. I don't know what's going to happen when I step into the SOX, but I know one thing. If Firewing is still a danger, I will put an end to her once and for all. Okay. That's a little bit full on. Number 2. A figure appears on the screen, your late client, Green Winters. His elbow is planted on the table that he's seated at, and his chin rests on his palm. The other hand is wrapped around a bottle of cheap whiskey. The timestamp reads 2053-1225. Found the message Adrian left me. All those years ago. Got it cleaned up as best I could. Look at this guy. What a gimp. Strange hearing his voice again. He pauses to take a long pull on the bottle. It's good to hear him, even if he did insist on calling me Hermie. Dr. Adrian Fauclair, the hero of the people, the Dragon Slayer, my brother. He was his brother? Hard to believe it's been almost 20 years. Alright, so I'm going to start recording these DVDs again. For me, Adrian, whoever might end up watching them. Every time I do this, it winds up feeling like a waste of time. But I keep doing it anyway. On the off chance that I'll find something important. If I stumble into the clue that leads me to my brother, I know that I'm going to want it on film. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, after all. No sense in quitting now. Christ, 20 years! All this time and still no leads, even with all my contacts and my resources. It takes another long swallow of cheap liquor. Even with my legendary bullheadedness, I've made no progress at all. I haven't turned up a single goddamn thing. Want to hear something funny? The closest I've gotten to a clue was a rumour. Apparently the team emerged from the SOX a while back. No one's clear on the date, but get this. He leans into the camera and gives a conspiratorial wink. Supposedly, they vanished without a trace. He upends the bottle, drains it, slams it back down to the table. His eyes are rimmed with red. Not much of a rumour considering I already know that you're gone, big brother. I live with that every day. Okay guys, I know we're getting pretty close to the end of the episode, but I really feel that we need to kind of... We need to watch this whole DVD now. I don't think leaving it till tomorrow is fair on you guys. I don't think it's fair on me. I want to know what the hell is happening right now. So we're gonna keep plugging on. Number 3. Green Winter's image appears on the screen. There is an eager look on his face. The timestamp on the video reads 2054-10-12. Stumbled upon this archival footage of Firewing's original attack, months before the Dragonfall. Easy to forget how devastating it was. Adrian saved a lot of people by bringing her down. I've got all the footage all queued up to play, starting it now. Additional comments to follow. A distorted wavering image blooms into being on the screen. A timestamp on the upper right corner of the screen marks the date, July 6, 2012. Whoa! It's difficult to make out what you're seeing at first. The scene is dark and smoky. The telltale flashes of emergency vehicle lights flicker on the periphery of the screen. The camera pushes in and you can make out 2 figures standing in the ruined landscape. All at once, the sound cuts in. Again, for those of you who are just joining us, we are coming to you live from Stolberg. A few hours ago, the Dragon Firewing launched an unprovoked attack on their sleepy Haas mountain town, and you can see the results behind me: fire, ashes, blood. We are joined tonight by the survivor of this latest and most horrifying attack. The reporter turns to face a pale man standing behind him. Sir, I understand that you've been through a terrible ordeal. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us tonight. The camera switches focus to a middle-aged man with a haunted look in his eyes. He stammers out a reply. Yes, of course. If you could, sir, could you please tell the people at home about your experience of the attack? It was horrible. Just pure chaos. So many people are dead. People I knew, roasted alive, trampled to death trying to escape. My own house was burnt to the ground during the attack. My family, we have nothing now. You all made it through the attack though. Your wife, your kids? Yeah, I mean, we all made it, thank God. We rode out the attack in a small shelter, me, my wife, and our 2 daughters. The shelter, it protected us, but the heat was unbearable. We couldn't have stayed in there much longer than we did. How long were you holed up in there? 3? Maybe 4 hours? I don't know. We just stayed inside until the heat died down and the screaming stopped. And what happened after that? I hate reporters like this, by the way. This dude's had a really rough thing, and this dude's just been smarmy. I hope the dragon burns him. When it was over, you know, when the air cooled down, the reporter nods and the man continues. We stepped outside. There was nothing left, just smouldering wreckage and this dense cloud of black, oily smoke, and the stench in the air. God, that smell. It smelled like roasting meat. There is a long pause. From the tortured look on his face, you can tell that the man is struggling to decide whether to continue speaking. Eventually, he does. My girls, I found what was left of their nanny outside, her body. What was left of it was slumped against the shelter door. I keep telling myself that I couldn't hear her pounding to get in, but that isn't true. I could. I just couldn't bring myself to open that door. I couldn't risk my family like that. Not for her, not for anyone. Thank you, sir, for taking the time to speak with us. Yeah. You heard it here, an absolutely chilling account of tonight's attack. Again, the town of Stolberg has been reduced to ash, another victim of the Firewing. Stay with us for more up-to-the-minute reporting on Firewing's reign of terror. Green Winter's face reappears on the screen. Okay, it's time for a new approach. Adrian's a complete dead end. That much is pretty clear by now, so I'm going to do some digging on Firewing instead. Let's see where this goes. The screen abruptly goes black. We're up to track 4. Now, I'm going to have to leave it here, guys. I'm going to have to leave it here. Alright, track 4. Let's keep plugging on. We can do this. It might just be a bit of a long episode. Green Winter's image appears on the screen. The timestamp on the video reads 20541031. Well, that was a bust. Little progress on Firewing either. He shakes his head. No, it's weird. The information is there. It's just wrong somehow. It's too well laid out. Too simple. Real life is messy. This just feels a little too neat. But that's not the only thing that's nagging at me. I'm getting that tingly feeling all up and down the back of my neck again. It feels like I'm being tracked. I'm no Matrix hotshot like Clockwork or Schaefer. I'm good enough to know when someone's on my scent. Gotta install some new security measures. Can't be too careful. Okay, track 5. The screen goes blank, then the face of Green Winters winks onto the screen. He is seated at a computer off to his left, and an enormous monitor fills the screen. His voice carries an edge of panic. The timestamp on the video reads 20541109. I actually can't remember the date of when we are right now, but I think that's not too long ago. Christ, oh my God, look at him. He's looking like an absolute wreck. That's probably how I look this morning. Christ, I'm getting too close to something. There's a trail of bodies, and there have been disappearances. Gearbox, Martian, Peregrine, they've all just disappeared within the last few years. Gearbox just went AWOL yesterday, and they were all making the same sorts of inquiries about the Firewing that I've made. There are ghost stories spreading around the Decker community, stories about Deckers disappearing and then showing up again later, but it's just wrong somehow. It's scary stuff, and I'm starting to think that it's true. Blitz leans in to whisper to you. I know the stories he's talking about, Chief. Never put too much stock in them. Not till now. Could these rumours be related to what's happening here? Am I being paranoid? He pauses for a moment, as if seriously considering the question. Then he shakes his head and slams his fist on the table. No, I don't think so. Something big is happening here. And I'm right in the middle of it. Iger cuts in. It's a bit of a leap. Shut up, Iger. No one gives a crap about your opinion, Iger. One other thing. Tolstoy told me a story about a kill team that might be related to all this. Apparently a decker named Hellbore posted a theory about Firewing to the Shadowland BBS about 5 years ago. About an hour later, a mil-spec team showed up in meat space and cooked her entire apartment with her in it. If what Tolstoy told me was true, Hellbore live posted the event. She described her killer, this great big orc with skin grafts. Oh no! Then the whole thread disappeared, gone without a trace. Leap, Iger love? Sounds like he's on the right track to me. Iger holds her silence, but concedes the point with a small nod. On the screen, Winters pauses. He looks like he's working up to something. Finally he speaks. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. This has got to be Firewing. All of it. Adrian was right about her. She's still alive. And she's out of the SOX. She's covering her tracks, working the shadows, preparing to rise again. That means I have to find you, Adrian, for everyone's sake. Thankfully, I've got a lead. For the first time in 2 decades, I've got a solid goddamn lead. I've backtracked all the Matrix nodes that Hellbore was looking into back before she got cooked. Whoever's been purging the Matrix didn't think about that, and I found that she'd turned up. Winters stabs a few keys on his keyboard and an image expands to fill the screen of his monitor. A satellite photo of a rural landscape annotated with GPS data. A set of map coordinates. So now I've got a target, a place to start digging. The Harfield Manor, conveniently located on an isolated stretch of countryside miles away from prying eyes. Matrix records indicate that some sort of data vault exists beneath the estate. So that's what I need to get into. And this is where we came in. As if on cue, a familiar image winks into the monitor Winters left. Monica. I think I'm going to tap Schaefer for this job. She's got the skills to bypass whatever security they're running out there, and she's gullible enough to take the job in the first place. You son of a bitch, I'm glad you're dead. I'll feed her some line about Flux State security and she'll eat it up with a spoon. I warned her. Amsel's voice is choked with rage. I warned her. On the display, Winter's mouth parts into a broad grin. Time to put plans into motion. By this time tomorrow night, I should have all the information that I need. On the off chance that Schaefer gets taken out, well, that'll tell me something too. Can't make an omelette and all that. Until then, I am so glad that you died. Blood spraying out your nose, snapping your neck in your convulsions, mate. You're a nasty piece of work. Play track 6. You recognise the scene in the window. You are looking at the tattered drapes and nicotine-stained wallpaper of Winter's hotel room at Dar's Gissel House. The timestamp on the video reads 2054-11-10. There is a blur of motion and the haggard form of Green Winters lumbers into frame. Suspicious confirmed. Schaefer dead. Christ. Winters reaches a shaking hand off camera. A moment later, it returns clutching a cheap plastic drinking glass. He gulps something down, wipes his mouth with the back of his hand, and takes a deep breath. Okay. Back up. Slow down. Start from the beginning. Winters closes his eyes and makes a visible effort to calm himself. When he speaks again, his voice is steady. Got the call from my contact in the cruise base. Schaefer killed on the estate run. Matrix security at the estate cooked her brain. Considering Schaefer's skill and experience, on-site IC must have been extreme, even by Berlin standards. Security of that kind costs money. Real money. Given the evidence uncovered so far, corporate involvement is unlikely. The connection to the Firewing is too strong. So let's come right out and say it. The dragon is what we're dealing with here. The smart money says that she's coming for me next. I won't go down without a fight. I've still got my contacts, still got my connections. The Flux State can be a hell of a weapon for a man who knows how to manipulate it. Dude, all of this bluster, and I know what happened to you. He looks like such a mess. He takes another long pull from his glass, grimaces and swallows. Time for me to make my play. Ghost stories or no, missing decals or no, I gotta jack into the Matrix and start pulling strings. The countermeasures that I installed earlier should be more than enough to keep me safe for the 20 minutes I'll be in there. Winters drains the rest of the glass, then tosses it back over his shoulder. A moment later you hear the dull clattering sound of hard plastic on linoleum. Schaefer's death was tragic. She was a staunch supporter of the F state, but still, all things considered, better her than me. He plugs the cable into his head and the screen cuts to static. Eject the DVD. As your finger nears the eject button, a black screen cuts in over the static. A moment later, Green Winter's haggard face appears. If you're watching this, then I guess that they caught up to me. They will be after you too now. It whispers into your ear again, more harshly this time. What the hell is this? Why didn't you warn me about this before I came here? You're a redhead, dude. You don't need to know so much. Oh my god, I could announce loudly, hey everybody, Blitz is scared. I can say, not now Blitz, because I didn't know. Whoever you are, whatever you think you're after, you need to find Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Not because he's my brother, because if Firewing is rising again, he's the only one who can stop her. You've seen what happens to people who get too close to this. I'm dead, and dozens of others have died. You'll be next unless you can find Adrian. The screen cuts back to static, the message is over, the DVD tray slides out of the reader. And guys, I am going to be leaving that one there. This is a bit of a longer one than usual, but wow, this story is getting intense. I really wish I had more time to sit down and play this afternoon so I can keep finding out what's happening, but that's going to have to wait. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you are enjoying this story as much as me. This is pretty damn cool. I'll see you guys tomorrow.